So today is the next day and we are ready to shoot some base and clear. But before we go ahead and do that, we're going to go ahead and scuff down this hood. Obviously, you guys know that I used water-based primer. Okay, it's not a sealer, it's an actual primer. Okay, and it is a 1K primer. It is not a 2K. 1K just means one single part, does not have a hardener. 2K means it has something mixed into it. A hardener, a reducer, whatever it is that gets mixed into it. Okay, but it is time to scuff the primer. Now you could either use sandpaper or you can use a scuff pad. Personally, I like to use the scuff pad. Only reason is because it's more flexible. It could kind of go around the humps of the inside of the hood. Okay. If it was on the outside, I would probably just use a sandpaper, but for the inside, I like to use these scuff pads. Like I did mention, these are equivalent to about 800 grit sandpaper, okay? They have the same equivalency, so between 600 and 800. Now, for sandpaper, I do have 600, okay? So if I were to paint the other side of this hood, which we are going to, I would be using the sandpaper and on a block, make it nice and flat. With this curvature, I'm going to use the scuff pad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and scuff the hood. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some questions on the other video. Why primer? Okay, I did have some minor defects. There was a sticker on here and I tried to heat it with the gun and use a little bit of a razor blade, and I ended up scratching it a little bit. So I ended up deciding, you know what, I'm just gonna stick some primer because I did see some other little spots that I didn't really like. Okay, so that's why I went with primer. But if you were to do this, you could also use sealer, or you could even just spray base right on top after you scuff the inside of the hood. Okay. So those are three options, okay? Like I said, it starts getting a little bit more complicated. So it's almost like the more you know you don't know, because there's just so many things involved, okay? So, but those are the steps that I take, and we're gonna go ahead and scuff this hood right now. And so let's get started. Guys, so we're already suited up. I got my paint suit in. I went ahead and wet the floor to try to minimize as much dust. Remember, a lot of dust on the floor will pick up and land onto your paint job. Okay, I went ahead and blew the walls, blew the other wall, the roof, the garage door, and then finally wet the floor. Okay, and then I also blew the hood, and also used a tack rag to try to pick up any dust that might still be left out on the panel. All right, so we're gonna get ready to mix up some base and go ahead and shoot this. I'm probably only gonna do about 2 coats of base and then maybe 2 coats of clear and done. I'm trying to preserve as much material as possible because this is just the bottom of the hood. So it's not really a super important piece, and it doesn't have to be, you know, crazy, you know, good, okay? It just needs to be the color I want it and nice and glossy. That's it, all right? And for this for this paint job, I'm gonna go ahead and use the fake GTI Pro Super. A lot of you guys said this is a good gun, so we're gonna go ahead and find out. More than likely, some of you guys that just started painting probably have a gun that's similar to this. So yeah, I'm gonna put myself in your guys' shoes and I'm gonna try this one out. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and just laid down one coat of base so far. This is very light. This is not very heavy. This is how your first coat should go on. Okay? It should not look grainy, but it should also not look super wet either. Okay? As you guys can see, it looks like it's I don't know how to say it. Like flat or satin. That's what it should look like. It should look satin. Okay? If it looks super wet, the first coat, that's no good. You're going way too heavy. If it looks really, really grainy, you're going way too dry. You're not putting enough material on there. Okay? So this is what it should look like. It's not grainy. It's nice and flat and even. And you know, it's not too wet, but it's not too dry, okay? We're gonna go ahead and only do 2 coats on this one. Actually, well, whatever paint I have left over, that's how much we're gonna do. So 2, maybe 3 coats. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Alrighty guys, so real quick, this is the last coat. This is the third coat already. Now we're getting ready to shoot some clear. Okay, we got the MS clear from Eurochem, and we're getting ready to mix some of this up. Now, before I go in clear, I'm gonna go ahead and tack rag this. The reason why you wanna tack rag before you clear is because you wanna pick up any remaining trash that might be left on your panel. Any bugs that might have landed in it, any trash, okay? Because once you clear, once you get your first coat of clear, it's done, it's over. Anything that's stuck in that clear, that first coat of clear, it's gonna be there forever, okay? So you wanna tack rag at this very moment, right before you clear, okay? Wanna get rid of any little trash, any little debris, maybe a little bug that might have landed in it, because once you clear it, the first coat of clear, it's trapped in there forever, okay? So let's go ahead and shoot some clear. Alrighty guys, so this is already the first coat. As you guys could see, came out pretty nice, but there are some spots that I missed. So we're gonna take note of that and make sure we don't miss it on the second coat, okay? There is a little bit of dust and trash in this, but overall, pretty good results so far. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shoot the second coat. Alright, so if you guys followed my tips step by step, your results should look something like this.